Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Brewskis and House Keys. My name is Nicole Kostelecki.
And with you, as always, is Nick Papantanakis.
We're here in the Old Town office in Arvada at our Remax Alliance, and we have some fun stuff for you guys today.
We kind of thought, and by we, I should preface it by saying that our, I'm going to call him the maestro of this podcast, Nico, decided that, or offered up the idea of taking a break from talking about real estate and just hitting it hard with a review, if you will, of some holiday beers.
Yes.
I mean, this is brewskis and house keys, so we don't always have to talk about house keys.
Right.
I think this is a good idea.
It'll be good. It's like a Christmas celebration.
And you know, being that it is almost the end of the year, I think we've earned it.
I think we have.
I would say. So what we're going to do and what we want to dive into eventually here is just kind of give you our thoughts on this. Well, I guess I'll preface it by saying we mean no offense to any brewers. Not that we have too many of you listening, but if you are, we're going to give you our honest feedback on these and hopefully help you pick out some holiday gifts. I don't know, maybe some
holiday
ideas.
Gifts, stocking stuffers, all the good things. Yeah.
Have you done your shopping? That's a great answer, actually. I like that.
I'm about 25% done.
That's not bad.
Ish.
You've started your holiday shopping.
I've started, but I have quite a bit to go still.
Well, you have a lot of nieces and nephews to buy for.
I do, but we don't buy for everyone. So I'll buy for like my goddaughter. There's way too many of us to be able to buy for everyone.
Is there a system? Or do you guys just kind of...
We do have a system. What we do is we put everyone's names in a hat and we pick names and then we each buy for that person. It's not like a secret Santa, so everyone kind of knows. But we do that, and then we do a white elephant, like a good white elephant. And then, I mean, obviously my parents and my goddaughter, and yeah.
There's little, like, outside of the rules people you can buy
right.
for. Yeah.
Yeah. But those are the two main things, is picking the names and then the white elephant. And then other than that, I usually just get something.
What's a good white elephant gift? Like, what are you talking here?
I always get something I know I like. So that way... No one, that way I get it or someone else gets it and it's a good gift. It is. Yeah. That way if you draw number 2 or something, then you're like, oh, I'm going to open up my own gift. So,
I like it.
I don't know. Then it gets stolen and then you find something else. But
unless you come with a toilet seat.
See that? No, we don't do that.
Which happened, did it not? It happened at the Christmas party, not this year, but last year.
Did that?
Our office one. I don't remember. Sid brought that? Of course he did.
Yeah.
So that was.
That
was smart.
I'm a believer in getting good gifts, especially for white elephant.
I think that white elephant was pretty much it was a very wide variety.
Yeah.
We got some really cool stuff in there.
Who's to say that Sid doesn't enjoy a quality toilet seat?
Did
was
he
it
get
a pre-warmed toilet seat?
Was it yeah.
I don't even think it was
I don't think it was. It was just a toilet seat. That was, special.
5 minutes left in the purchasing time, and he went to Home Depot real quick and just did that. So.
Yeah.
Oh. But maybe you can even get a white elephant gift from one of these beers we got.
Maybe the one with the pink elephant.
I think that is a tremendous. That's
great.
a wonderful gift. You wrap a little bow around the top of that, drop it in a
white
stocking.
Elephant.
Yeah. We'll save him for last.
Yeah, you got a happy camper.
Yes.
There. That's a good beer.
Yeah. How about you? How's your Christmas shopping going?
I think mine's almost done, and that's only because we have a system, which is new in the last few years. And we actually have a guest in the room with us today, being very, very well behaved and quiet, is my own father, Mike, also an agent with Remax Alliance. He's hanging out, chaperoning. Since we have so many beers in front of us, somebody has to be responsible. So he's here as for safety.
Yes.
And but anyway, now that I'm married, have a kiddo, sister's married, has a kiddo, we kind of broke this up into same thing, draw a name, but it's Secret Santa.
Okay.
So you don't know.
So yours is secret.
And then that way we kind of limited on even like, so I won't necessarily always buy something for my folks, even though they're my folks and I love them. We'll try and stick within that parameter. But the grandkids are off limits free reign for everybody, I guess. Anybody can buy for my daughter and anybody can buy for Henry because they're kids and they deserve all the presents in the world. So I kind of like that.
Yeah.
So thankfully, I should say there's one caveat to that. I still buy for my wife.
Of course.
Because I feel like that'd just be a bad idea if I didn't.
Of course you do.
She says, you don't have to give me anything.
She doesn't mean it.
Thankfully, she's not one of those that does that. She'll either say, get me this or don't get me anything. But she would never do the say one thing, mean another. So this year I got get me these things. And so I made life easy for me. So,
that is good.
So we're on our way. We're actually traveling for the holiday this year. So we will do Christmas probably on New Year's, actually, I think is what the plan is. So when we get back into town with the family. So yeah.
That'll be a better football game anyway.
I agree. We can talk about that, I think.
Their opponents this coming Christmas, that game not going to be so great. But against the Chiefs on New Year's.
It's going to be fun to watch. And I think we could talk about that for a minute because the Broncos had a good 2 weeks.
Yes. And we won one yesterday, which was really exciting.
That's kind of a nice feeling.
It was a good weekend for sports. There was a lot of sports on this weekend.
The number of crazy finishes for the NFL was awesome, but that World Cup final.
And the World Cup final, that was great.
That was the picture-perfect ending for Messi to have that as his last hurrah and having it go double overtime and then
to PKs.
I mean, just so awesome.
Have you seen any of the imagery from Argentina? Like how crazy the crowds are.
Yes, I had some friends that were down there. I saw a bunch of videos. It looked great. It was so
that cool. Is the party of the next 4 years right there.
The whole country celebrated.
Yes, they are. The whole country was so excited. And they had a lot of fans there too.
Yeah, they represented.
That came out to Qatar,
Yeah, which is insane if you think about it. That's really cool.
It's halfway across the world.
So it's a fun time of year for sports too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Avalanche are still doing all right, even though they're pretty laid up.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
My Mainz football team lost, which was a little bit of a bummer, but they still made it to the finals. That's the furthest that they've gotten, and that is so awesome. So
that's a big deal.
Yeah.
They're the best
proud of them.
Collegiate football team.
They're the best football team.
They're the best football team in Colorado.
Right now, even as far as records go. So,
we'll see what Primetime can do in Boulder next year and see if he can make the Buffs any good.
Yeah.
That'd be nice too, but we'll see.
Well, shall we dig in?
I think we should. So one thing to know about Christmas sales, if you don't know this already, is that they all tend to swing a little harder. The lowest alcohol content we have on the table today is 7.2%. That's the lowest. So we are going to take small glasses instead of our normal size pint glasses because we are responsible. And, I think our lawyer told us to say that too. I don't know if it was that or not, but so we're going to start off with the kind of lightest to darkest is what we're going to do, even though the alcohol contents kind of vary widely.
Yeah.
Now, they're not all Colorado beers. I think we should say that too.
Right. They're not. There's a variety. We did go pick some up from Molly's and just picked up their Christmas selection, basically.
We kind of rated the whole section.
Yeah. So we are going to try them that way.
Got a couple Colorado. We got a couple California.
Couple Belgium.
Couple from Belgium. So from, ways away. Those are probably going to be some of the better ones too, I'm sure. But we'll dive in on the first one. And because he is, it was kind of his brainchild, Nico's also got a small cup of every one of these. So in case any of you are worried that he's not also enjoying with us, don't you worry.
He is.
So this first one is called the Hop Concept is the brewery. They're out of San Marcos, California. This is an IPA. Jolly and joyful. And we're going to play a little game. We're going to rate them. We're going to see which one was Nicole's favorite, which one was my favorite. Nico, we're going to have to rely on your brain to remember yours too.
Okay.
Do you want a piece of paper?
No.
Okay.
Whoa, that's crisp.
It is crisp. It's a very straightforward IPA. I would say there's not very much other notes to it besides hops.
Yeah.
Very hop forward.
Okay.
Not so much. Like I don't taste a little bit of piney.
Yeah, but it's all on the front end.
Yeah.
You don't get that like overwhelming kind of kick to the teeth.
It doesn't really even have a hoppy aroma.
No, it's pretty light.
Sorry, I ruined that.
I guess there's a little bit of bitterness on the back end too as I take another sip, but
yeah, I think there's bitterness on the back end, but it doesn't.
It's not like licking a pine tree.
Yeah, no.
Which maybe people do this time of year, but you don't have to with this beer. Yeah. Your tongue won't get stuck probably, so.
No, that's a safe bet.
You might meet a squirrel. You don't want to meet, but all right. I got that. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do some wardrobe changes here.
There we go.
Thank you, bartender.
Just gonna keep these here.
Dink. I like the color on that one.
Thank you.
This is also going to be an IPA, but this is a double IPA.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. This one's going to be, I guess we'll lead with it because I already said it, 8.5%. This comes from a brewery that I actually know and love from my time spent in Southern California called the Lost Abbey. They distribute all through Southern California. They were based in San Diego for a little while, but their brew house is in San Marcos, same location as the Hop Concept of the other beer that we just tried. This is called the Meritage Double IPA, which I think is clever because Meritage means like a mix of things, right? Mm-hmm. In French, I believe. And this is spelled T-A-J.
I actually don't know.
AKA Taj, which is a little throw out to the India Pale Ale. So it's fun. It's clever.
Cheers.
Cheers. Doubles tend to be a little boozier. This is not. I don't feel.
Oh, I think it is.
Do you?
Yeah. Definitely compared to the first one. It doesn't. Yeah, I think the first one had a little more bitterness to it.
That sound you hear is all of us contemplating and drinking, in case you're not someone watching the video version.
This one is smoother.
It is.
But you can taste alcohol on the back end a lot more. You can taste like the highness of it.
Yeah.
But
okay. I think it's actually kind of similar to the first one, so the Hop Concept, that where it doesn't really have very many fruity flavors. It's still pretty hop forward.
In a world of hazy and juicy IPAs, which we live in.
We usually drink, yes.
And we specifically, the three of us, live in for this podcast a lot of times because we prefer those. This is a change. That's for sure. That's very different. It's not, it doesn't have that part that makes your mouth water a little bit as you drink it. That's what those do. And these are just very, very classic.
Yep.
On the IPA style.
So have you been to both these breweries in California?
No. Lost Abbey was distributed by another company called Port Brewing. And Port Brewing was kind of a sister company of Pizza Port, which was a really cool little pizza chain that was in the San Diego area, in Solana Beach, and a couple different spots. And we used to go there. That was a regular spot for us. Pizza Port was. Super casual place, but made their own beer, and all their beer was really delicious.
Nice.
And these guys were like it's like how Toyota has, what is it? What's their upscale? Lexus. Oh. And Volkswagen has Audi. No. Who has what?
Oh, boy. Oh,
Help
gosh.
me, Nico.
Okay, we're getting off. Anyways, what is this to what?
Has Infinity. So Port Brewing, which was like a little bit more like, I don't know, your blue collar kind of beers. Lost Abbey was like their elevated beers a little
Got it. Okay, he landed the plane.
I was going to get there. Thank you. It was, I'm going to blame the Christmas sales. That's what I'm going to blame.
Okay, since these are the only two IPAs that we have, which one do you like better?
I'm going with the double. I really think that's delicious. Thank you, Vanna. You are so helpful. And I think, I have tended towards double IPAs before anyway. And, I think Odell has Mercenary, which is one of my favorite beers. That's a double IPA. I think they're obviously stronger, but I think the flavor on them is better, in my opinion.
Strangely for me, I shy away from doubles or triples. And I would prefer this over the other.
You like the double over the other one?
I like the Meritage. Yeah.
I actually think if I'm going to drink a whole pint, I would pick the Hop Concept.
Agreed. That's a good way to look at it, actually. For a whole beer,
but
Hop Concept.
For the flavor-wise and these tasters, I would go with Meritage.
How's this? If I'm going to drink a whole beer in 30 minutes, Hop Concept. If I'm going to drink a whole beer in 2 hours, Mary Tosh.
Okay, cool.
That's what I would do. I think that's where I would go.
There we go.
That's what I would do.
All right. Next up.
Next
this
up.
one is Nick's favorite name.
Well, I mean, it's just so
it.
darn clever. And we have some good names. Nothing will compare to the Enormous Richard, I don't think. Still my favorite thus far, but this is pretty good. So this is from a brewery called Pipeworks out of Chicago, Illinois. I don't know anything about this brewery.
Pipeworks. I actually don't either.
No.
I know is they make a gingerbread
Go ahead and say it.
unicorns beer.
Oh, just wonderful.
So I'm assuming that this is going to just be very, very sweet.
Well, so it's a rye ale, which is its own style, and those tend to have some bite because rye, the grain, has bite to it. Mm-hmm. So it's a good chance this has a little bit of almost that spiciness to it. This also is infused with, and I'm going to say them here so I get them all right, rye ale with ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, black pepper, vanilla, and then some lactose as well, which kind of smooths out beers a lot of times when you add that to the mix.
It's got the right color for gingerbread.
So
yeah, it does. And you can see the lactose. It's a little cloudy.
Yep.
And it is, ambery.
Whoa.
You can smell it
There's a
all.
lot going. You want to smell it? You smell it. It's fantastic. There's a lot of things in there.
Is it like unicorn gingerbread in your mouth?
Yes. It's very sweet.
Oh, that's really sweet.
I
almost tastes like apple cider.
I didn't expect that.
I don't know why I taste that.
That-
On the back end.
Did you cleanse your palate?
Good call.
Come on, professionals.
All right.
Maestro. I will say that, so like I said, ryes, if you ever have a rye, do you ever have like rye IPAs or rye ales at all?
Yeah.
They do. Like there's a definitive taste to them. They're like an IPA where you get that little bit of kind of puts the...
See, I don't think you taste any of it
No,
at all, though,
it's all gone.
because it's very, very, very sweet.
What's the percentage?
You can taste, I think it's a little lower.
It's very impressive. It's impressive that they are able to tame that spikiness that you get on your tongue sometimes from those kinds of beers.
It tastes exactly like gingerbread.
Yeah, it's hitting the mark.
I still can taste it. I think it tastes like all the spices you try in apple cider too.
It's just a shade off from being apple cider.
Yeah.
Like the apple-y.
Yeah. I don't know why I keep tasting that. Try it.
I didn't get that.
Why did I?
I didn't either, but I really do taste all the spices that you mentioned.
Maybe that's what's giving the...
Vanilla.
Is it like a placebo effect? It's giving you the sense of apple cider?
Maybe. I'm not sure what percentage this one is. 7%.
So tamer. Compared to the rest here. You know what? It's creative.
It is creative.
And I will say that my experience with a lot of Christmas beers is that they are a little too sweet for me a lot of times, personally.
And this one might be a little too sweet.
Yeah.
What do you got there?
So this next one, this guy.
Yeah.
This is our Brewskis and House Keys bottle openers.
As mentioned.
We have 50 of them. So if you would like one, please message myself or Nick, and we will get that to you.
Either text us if you've got our number. If you don't, find us on Instagram. Our handles are up here-ish every time that we have an episode. And then we'll also make sure that they're in the notes just so you can reach out to us. But connect with us and get one of those fancy bottle openers free of charge.
Look how good it works.
It works.
Yeah, it works perfect.
It opened that beer like a champion.
It did. So this one is from Anchor Brewing Company, which is out of San Francisco. And it's their Merry Christmas Ale. So, let's give it a try.
I think this one's cool. We were reading about it real quick before we started recording. This is their 48th year doing this beer, and every year they change the recipe a little bit. I think that's fascinating. That's kind of cool that they do that. That gives their brewers the chance to be a little creative.
It almost looks like soda.
Yeah.
Is that what your face was doing?
Yeah.
Or was it because I had a heavier hand than Nick did?
It's just dark in the way it was bubbling.
Yeah.
It looked carbonated.
So I have been to this brewery before.
You have?
Yeah. My mom went one time, and it was really fun.
This would kind of be like a pilgrimage because they were one of the first craft breweries in the United States of America.
I like that.
It almost plays like a soda on my tongue a little bit too.
I don't even know.
Interesting.
Now. It's kind of, for a lack of a better word, basic.
Well, coming off of
we
the
just
hop
came
high.
off of the.
That's true.
Coming
and
off the hop
also,
high.
There's really sweet gingerbread one.
But
so
I
this
will
one's
say
pretty...
there's a little bit of bitterness to this still. So you can tell that they maybe kind of let the hops hang out in there a little longer. That usually ends up giving it a little bit more of the bitterness on the end. And then it's a much darker color. So that's a different malt, probably a little bit darker roast. Heaven only knows.
It, I think every year they change their recipe for their Christmas ale.
Yeah, and heaven only knows what they add to it, right? I mean, a lot of Christmas ales, we said nutmeg, we said cinnamon and all that. I don't get a bunch of those kinds of things in here, but you could add different stuff to make this, have some different flavor notes here. I think that's a drinkable Christmas beer.
Definitely.
That might be my favorite so far from the standpoint of would I sit down and enjoy this, one or two of these on Christmas Day or something like that.
Yeah.
This doesn't destroy the palate or anything. It's very easy. It almost has kind of like after you take a sip of wine and then you let your tongue rest for a second, it has that sensation to me.
Yeah.
Like the back of the throat.
Yep. I could see that. But it's a lighter mouthfeel than it looks because usually darker beers, you picture
It
they're
is
gonna
lighter.
kinda coat your tongue.
It's very light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
It almost
It's
tastes
almost
like
a
carbonated.
Newcastle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
I think it tastes similar to the Christmas ale from Breckenridge too.
Yeah,
Less
I could see
dark,
that. I could see that.
but
That one's pretty
similar.
good. Oh man, this is gonna be an
I
interesting
know.
contest here.
I know.
Take our notes. So, what's next? Oh, thank
you. There you go.
Thank you.
Barnabas.
Barnabas. So this is our first of two Belgian beers coming from Belgium. So that's actually where beer began in this world, believe it or not, more or less. Minus maybe like the Mesopotamian area back in the BC times, but monks have been making beer for centuries.
Yes, and they get it right.
And they know what they're doing.
Yes,
So
they do.
this one is the Saint Bernardus Christmas ale. Saint Bernardus makes pretty good Belgian beer year round. This Christmas ale happens to be a little 9.8%.
Yeah, we're getting into the heavier beers.
You know when it's called a Belgian strong ale that you're getting something that you're getting your money's worth, I think.
You are Belgians. Yes, they're strong.
I do
But
like
I like them. Do you like Belgians normally?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably drinkability wise, I think it's my favorite style of beer. Like that what Belgian beers put out there. It's very approachable. It's very drinkable.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I do love the IPAs, and I think it's because
Tripel. Is that what this one is? Or
it just says strong Belgian
strong?
ale on there. So
it's the Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme of beers.
yes, he's the muscles from Brussels.
Oh gosh.
I can't make another sort of rhyming kind of concept here for this beer. I don't think yet.
I like Belgian style beers too. This is good.
No, you've been
I have.
to Belgium.
Yes, and we had all the beers. I don't know if I
All
went.
the it was you. You had all the beers.
Yeah, it was very fun. They have great breweries out there, but it's a different style. They don't have IPAs. They have, these Belgian style, the more sweeter, stronger.
Just a brown ale.
It's
Yeah, it's not. I mean, there's, when you make beer in general, you use hops just about all the time just because there's some level of that bitterness in there. But it's not like an IPA type of hop where you get it on the front end or you get that pininess to it. There's just that crisp finish to this. It's not bitter.
not bitter at all.
They're again kind of light.
It's sweet. It almost has like hints of clove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get that in there.
Yeah.
Now, this one, I think they had in a 6-pack, which St. Bernardus normally does not do, I don't think. I think they do bomber-sized bottles, mostly.
Okay.
So I think this one was in a 6-pack when we were looking that day. So that's kind of a cool option for can't get it all year round kind of gift. If you got a beer lover in your life, or if you yourself are a beer lover and you want to treat yourself.
I like it.
Yeah, that's
it's
good.
Very good.
All right, we are over the halfway mark,
We
which
are
I'm
doing
proud of
good.
us. We're doing a good job here. All things considered.
Okay, now we're going to get into a couple of breweries that are here in Colorado. So the first one of the 2 breweries is going to be New Belgium, and they're out of Fort Collins here. And the one we're going to try is Oak Spire Bourbon Barrel Ale.
So I'm gonna tell this story briefly because it's not that exciting because we can't drink it. There used to be a Christmas beer that you remember called Frambozen that New Belgium put out. Did you ever have that one, Nico? That was a raspberry. I don't know if that was a raspberry like triple or if it was a double. I don't remember what kind of beer it was.
I think it is like a tripel.
I think you're right. And it was so
Now that you say that, I kind of do remember it.
so good. And
Was
you
it
could
in a
only get it.
like one bottle, like kind of like this, a bigger one.
I think you could get it in these size bottles. I think because I remember having that. Like you'd have it at your house. My parents would have it at their house every once in a while. And I remember as I got older and I started drinking beer and thinking that beer was tasty, I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! This is special." So that was only released at Christmas time by New Belgium, and
Keeping these in order.
that thing was tasty. So I missed that. We couldn't find it. I don't know if they make it anymore. You might be able to get it at the brewery. Who knows?
Yeah. But
Anyway,
okay, so
I
now
digress.
moving on. These are both going to be, or this one, so from New Belgium, it's like a bourbon barrel aged, and it's with 4 Roses.
4 Roses bourbon,
Collaboration, yeah.
which is a good bourbon. My.
You can definitely smell the bourbon when I haven't tasted it yet. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah,
This one for me just moved into first place.
That's
you
good.
you can already take a really good beer, and if you do that with it, I think it just
Well, I think we all like bourbon.
yeah. but it changes that dynamic. Like you
It's
said, you can smell it
good.
off the front. You can taste it on the back. I think it just changes the dynamic of an already really good beer. And that one's a balmy 9%. So it's it's tamer than St. Bernardus. That was almost 10.
Man.
See, but I knew these were going to be like the bourbon straightforward kind of beers, so that's
Yeah.
why I'm glad we tried the other one first.
It's like bourbon without the Kentucky hug.
It
Yeah. It didn't warm my whole
still
chest
warms
area.
it up a little
It
bit.
was just kind of on the way
Could
down
have
a
used
little.
one of these before the Broncos game
Yes,
yesterday.
it was cold yesterday. I agree.
Yeah,
Man,
that's good.
and I'll tell you what, honestly, I don't usually get down on the bourbon aged barrel beers.
No?
No. I'm mixing too many things that my brain doesn't know what to think. I think my brain just isn't that bright. So a lot of times I get a little confused with something like that. So this doesn't do that. This is a nice balanced taste, I think.
Yeah,
is it
that's
just
good.
Released during this time of year? What makes it a Christmas beer?
It looked like they had their kind of Christmas themed label on it. I've never seen it before.
It says special release, right?
Yeah.
It does say special release, and it has some holly on there, or mistletoe. Is that the same thing?
No.
Is that holly or mistletoe?
Oh dear. I'm gonna go with holly because I don't know anybody named mistletoe. That was your dad joke. Dad joke for the week. Did you just do the womp 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 noise?
Oh boy.
See what happens. You give me a couple beers. All right. This next one, also a bourbon barrel aged treat.
I'm excited to try this one because we have done Breckenridge Brewery before.
Yep.
So they are out of Littleton, Colorado. And I love their Christmas ale. That's actually one of my favorites too.
They do a wonderful, and then they have one that I think we have all agreed that we enjoy. I think at one point when we were sitting in this room, the Avalanche is also a really good amber ale that they do. But this one is called the Holidale, which is also, it's up there. It's not quite a gingerbread unicorn for a name, but it's pretty good. But this one is that Christmas ale that you were talking about. But then they age it in bourbon barrels.
Yes, so this will be a very good test to see which one you like better.
It's a darker color, so you got a different beer off the bat there.
This is way more.
That's definitely more bourbon forward.
Whoa!
And it could be because the actual ale, the Christmas ale, is a little darker,
and has a little bit more sweetness to it.
Yeah, like then this color is what I'm comparing it to. And so it brings it out. Yeah, I think the darkness kind of brings out the bourbon.
Doggy.
What's this one? 80 proof?
I don't remember what that one is. Let's do a little temperature check here. 10.5. So we've eclipsed double digits.
Woo!
I think now that I think about it, this might be our only one above 10%. Because finishing up with that nice white bottle there is less than 10%. Yes. So this one will get it done. I don't think what is the Christmas ale? 6.5?
When you drink this, I think you're about right. 6.5, 7.
I think that's right.
But when you drink this Breckenridge Brewery one and then compare it to the New Belgium, you can hardly taste the bourbon anymore in the New Belgium one.
Just to make sure it's not poison. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. So of the bourbons, I'm writing down my favorite here.
What do you think? Which one do you like better? I think we can say that now.
So this is more what I was talking about, that I don't love when it's like overwhelmingly bourbon-y, because then my brain doesn't know which way to go. Beer, bourbon. So I think I prefer the New Belgium one.
I think I do too.
And it's only because I don't love when it gets too alcohol-y.
So for me, the holiday ale tastes like when you have a bourbon on the rocks and you let those melt down, and then it dilutes the bourbon into this.
Yep, that's a good description.
And then you pour a little beer in there.
You just do a beer topper.
I agree with everything.
Yep.
Yeah, New Belgium's still number one.
Man, that's a good beer.
Yeah,
I am impressed. I'm trying to find my favorite still. And I know we've got one more to try, but still, this is gonna be tough. But we're gonna have to
do the honors.
I would love to.
I think I want to.
You're not a cork person.
Embarrass myself.
That one's gonna like champagne.
It might. We don't have any towels on standby, so if we do,
you can use Mike's shirt.
Aim it across the way here. Just kidding. I won't do that.
Pop off of it.
Hey! Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
So Delirium is our other Belgian beer. Can you say the name of where this is from, Nicole?
Wish I could. It's like Hoogie. I'm sorry. It's Huyghe Brewery. Is how you spell it. Hoogie? Is that what you would say?
Sure.
Anyways, it's in Ghent, Belgium. Which this one, what kind is this one?
So this is the Delirium,
right?
Tremens. And Tremens is just a Belgian ale. I don't know if it's a Tripel or not. Okay. It might be. Is that what the little marks mean at the bottom?
Could be.
1, 2, 3. But we'll send this one around to.
Oh, sorry, Nico.
So Delirium makes a few different kinds. And I'm not sure if they have a specific Christmas ale. This beer just
has a lot of carbonation.
It just talks to me at Christmas. And I attribute this to, I don't know, I think when I was living in San Diego, there was a bottle shop that had a very wide variety that you could go and just get individual bottles of different beers. And they had a ton of international import stuff. And they had so many different Delirium beers. And I would always buy this one around Christmas time. I don't know why.
I'm not sure.
Is this a Hefeweizen?
No, it's a
I don't
Belgian.
think so.
I mean, it is 8.5%. So
the most drinkable 8.5% beer I've ever had in my life, I think.
I would say so.
I know. I think so too.
That's delicious. It's so light.
Really good.
Yeah.
I do like this one.
if you're on a hot day and you had this, that'd get you in some trouble.
It's super carbonated. And then there is that little bit of almost like Pilsner-y, Kolschy.
That's there. I think the carbonation makes it like taste not as strong too. Maybe.
Super easy
and then
drinking.
you have the cloves that you can taste from like you said it tastes like a Hefeweizen. I think.
Maybe that's what it is. There we go. See, this is why.
And I know that that's how with Belgian style beers, they have the Tripel, the Dubel. Mm-hmm. They have different ones. And these ones don't really say it, but maybe we should have looked up what kind they were exactly.
We can't always do that research and fill you guys in.
Yeah.
I think that wouldn't hurt.
Yes.
But
it's pretty delicious.
It is very refreshing.
That's a nice way to finish. Who knew? Yeah. We could have put that one at the front, and I wouldn't have known the difference.
Yeah, we picked the fanciest bottle for the last.
It's just you got it right. It's the pink elephant.
I'm telling you, marketing is a big part of things.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Did
we mention that Nico's also the marketing director at Remax Alliance? That's true too. That's very true. All right, so we do need to. Guess kind of the informal vote. We got it. We got to know.
Oh man!
If you were going to stuff one in a stocking, if you had to pick one, revisit.
Wait, do we want to say our least favorite? I feel or no. Do we want to rank them?
There's too many to rank.
There's too many to rank. Okay,
I could do my least and my most. I could do that right now.
I could do that.
Okay, least favorite.
Least favorite I'm surprised to say it, is the gingerbread unicorn.
Me too.
I'm
sorry.
It's a lot of the things about holiday beers that I don't love, without enough of the other stuff that makes them good.
I'm not big on sweets, and
I don't like sweets either.
It's too sugary.
Yeah. Yep. I don't think that's going to be the one that goes to the stocking stuffers this year.
Sorry, but you know what? If you like sweet things, then you might really like this beer.
That's true. And it's unique. I don't think I've ever had a beer like that.
No.
I can tell you that. So if you're one of those that really likes to get outside the box, I think that's a great beer for that.
Yeah.
Okay, favorites.
Okay.
Ladies first.
New Belgium. Which one was this one called?
The Oak Spire.
The Oak Spire. I like that one. I like this one too. The Delirium Tremens.
That was just
very
really good beer. That's not a holiday beer. It's just a good beer. So I think, if you're going to go favorite holiday beer, maybe it's the Oak Spire. Maybe the Delirium's just a really tasty beer all the time.
I also kind of like the Anchor one. If you go back to that one, I think it tastes a little bit better.
The Anchor is, I think if I was going to pick my favorite, that's my favorite.
Really?
Yep. That's the one. It's drinkable. It's not crazy heady, so you're not going to get extremely hammered drunk on it. It's still got a little something to it, and then it's got that light feel, even though it's a darker beer. It's got that light feel on the tongue.
Yeah.
I think that was just a really approachable, happy beer.
I do like that one.
That made me feel like a Merry Christmas in my tummy.
Yeah. For me, it was the New Belgium, Oak Spire. But a close second was the Christmas Tree Ale. Is that what it was called?
It just says Our Special Ale on it.
Special Ale, Christmas Ale.
Kind of a cool story, though. They apparently do a different recipe and a different tree on the label every year.
I have a glass from there.
You do?
It has a gold rim on it, and it's pretty cool.
The fancy ones.
Yeah.
If I was at a warmer climate for Christmas, then the Delirium would be the choice.
Well said.
I don't even remember where I'm at here.
That one was, that's good. That was the goal.
That is what I yelled when we came in.
Right. I don't even know where I'm at. Overall, fun.
Yes.
Very
fun.
I think this was a great idea, and it gave us an opportunity to try some things we probably never would have tried.
Right.
Would you have picked up gingerbread unicorns?
Never.
Given the opportunity, I wouldn't have either. So,
but very good.
Yep. And
so definitely go check these out. They have them all at Molly's Liquor Store, and I'm sure at other stores as well.
Yeah. And, we appreciate, obviously, as the year comes to a close, we appreciate everybody for the support throughout this year as we kick this off. We're not going anywhere. We are so excited to bring 2023 with a whole mess of new stuff. We've already got some great ideas for episodes. So we're hanging this up for the holidays, and we'll be back in the new year. But if you're listening and you haven't yet, please subscribe. Please send us your thoughts. Send us your comments. Text us or message us if you want one of them fancy pants
or
bottle
if
openers.
you want to get one for a stocking stuffer for someone.
There's only a few days left.
Yeah.
Till Christmas. I mean, really.
That is a great idea.
Not to create a bunch of demand, but don't come all at once. But you better hurry up. But as always, we just appreciate your support. Everybody, and this is one of our favorite things to do each and every week. So, to all of you, and to you, and
Merry
Nico,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.